Shalom, shalom. First off, foremost, before I get started, I must give all honor, praises, glory, and respect to our Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Baha Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Baha Hashem Rakakadash. Nobody Yahweh Hashem Shai, forgive me, spirit to this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for the mighty work that they do, and also a mighty shalom to the whole select watching out there. Shalom. This is Brett and I come back to another quick lesson from GMS Camp here, Indiana. And I come back to you with another live lesson because we live in 2020. Oh, okay. And there's a lot going on, a lot transpiring, you know, in the world. You know, prophecy is unfolding, coming off the pages, falling off the pages. Okay, it's falling off the bone. You know, it's like some good tender meat. It's falling off the bone, juicy. Okay, there's a lot of things happening. All right, there's a lot of things happening in people's personal lives. You know, that's wrapping up a lot. Okay, people are going through it. All right, you got Ice Baby running amok, kidnapping people left and right. Okay, you got the Orange Man going nuts, doing anything he can. You got a government shutdown on the way, looming, as Newsbreak be saying. It's looming, okay, and they claiming it's over funding ICE. Nick, abolish it, you know. But it said no, we need these hired goons. They causing the trouble that we want because they want a civil war, okay. You got this nigga trying to take Greenland, like all, out of all the places. It said I want Greenland. They like, wait a minute, like, why you want us? But you know, there's always a diabolical reason for Esau's ways. Okay, but we must understand that you know, with everything transpired, we're gonna need protection from on high. Okay, and that's from Yahweh Shemel Shai. Okay, it's the only way you're gonna be able to survive. All right, because the Lord is looking for the lowly. You know, the contrite heart. Okay, He's looking for the sincere. Right, that's what it's all about. You gotta be sincere. You better be sincere. Okay, because if you have ulterior motives, if there's a reason that you know in this truth or serving Yahweh Shemir Shai in this ministry, and it's not because you want to be saved, or it's not because you love doing this, it's not because you're being pure, you have ill intent, or you're being a hypocrite. The Lord's gonna jack you up, man. Okay. But without further ado, this is the book of Joshua, chapter 24, straight to the point, verse 14. Okay. Now therefore, fear the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. That's the beginning of wisdom, beginning of knowledge. All right. It's the fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And that's why you gotta be sincere, because you're not. That means you don't fear the Lord. Okay. Because you know that the Lord will jack you up, man, if you're not being sincere. Okay. If you're not being authentic. All right. And the Lord knows your heart. All right. So you better fear the Lord. Okay. And serve him in sincerity and in truth. That's the only way we can serve the Lord. Okay. We have to be sincere. Everything we do, our intentions, our spirit, has to be sincere. Okay. This is the truth. Okay. And Yahweh Shai is the way, the truth, and the life. Okay. So we have to serve him in truth. All right. In truth and in spirit. Okay. Can't serve him with lies. Can't tell lies about, about the word, about the Lord, about his men. the anointed. No, you can't do none of that. Okay, everything has to be the truth. Okay, and here at GMS, we deliver 100% truth. Okay, so help us, Yahweh. Okay, and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood and in Egypt, and serve ye the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai. That's right. Put away them false gods, them false idols. Okay, stop serving these false names. To serve the true names, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Okay, in sincerity and truth. All right, that's the only way you're gonna make it, man. That's the only way you're gonna thrive. Okay, because you're gonna be slothful. You're gonna be held back, or you're gonna be spewed out, or you're gonna be thrown away. Lose the spirit and go back into the world. You know what I'm saying? This is why you have to be sincere. You got to count up the costs. Okay, you understand why you're in this. Okay, and know what entails of this truth. Okay, don't just be in it because you want to be a part of something. Yeah, we all want to be a part of something righteous, but you know, you gotta know what you're a part of. This truth is deadly serious. I can't express that enough. This is the book of Philippians, chapter 1, starting at verse 9. It's a prayer from Paul, Apostle Paul. So, and this I pray, that your love may abound yet more and more in knowledge and in all judgment. That's right. You know, more and more, meaning growth. Okay, it is a process. You know, but as long as we're showing progression, hey, we're in the right place. Okay, because we can't finish this race the same way we started. Okay, we have to, meaning we have to grow. All right, and this is a daily battle, a daily fight. Okay, always checking yourself. Make sure you don't have any stains on your garment. Okay, and whatever offends, you got to pluck it out. Okay, whatever's holding you back, you gotta get rid of it. Whether if it's whatever's going on in your life, you know, overcoming your flesh, your family, who's ever trying to stop you or whatever is trying to stop you from serving Yahweh Shemel Shai 100% or in truth and in spirit, you gotta get rid of it. Okay. Now, there's some things that you can do, you know what I'm saying, that's really not affecting you. You may, if you're able to do both and it's still righteous, like a job, if you're able to work your job and still serve the Lord and putting the Lord first, then it's okay. But if you're not able to maintain, you know, your first love, you gotta get rid of it. If it's too much and you can't have the balance, you gotta get rid of it. Okay, that ye may approve things that are excellent, that ye may be sincere and without offense till the day of Hamashiach. That's right. The whole objective is to offend less. Yeah, we're gonna go off. A just man falls 7 times, but he get back up. We do better. Do better next time. If you mess up, correct yourself. Okay. If you see a brother messing up, correct him, rebuke him out of love. Okay. We have to be sincere and without offense until the day of the Lord's return. Okay. So we don't know, the day or the hour, but we know we in the season. Okay. 'Tis the season. All right. So, you know, regardless if it's tomorrow or if it's a year from now or 5 years from now, man, we have to be that way until the day of his return. Okay, and there's no other way. Like I said, you have to serve him sincerity and truth. Okay? Verse 11, being filled with the fruits of righteousness, which are by Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, unto the glory and praise of Yahweh. That's right. We gotta be filled with the spiritual fruits. Okay, the fruits of the spirit. Okay. Last but not least, we're gonna wrap this up. It's not gonna miss it. It ain't gonna be a long video this day, you know. But I feel I was on fire the other day. But we just gonna get straight to the point today. This is the book of Titus, chapter 2 and 7. In all things showing thyself a pattern of good works and doctrine, showing uncorrupted gravity, sincerity. That's right. You know, you can't be any flaws in your doctrine. And as long as you stick into the word, okay, and sticking to the words of Yahweh Shem Shai and applying them to your lives. Because when you live the word, okay, that you learn, it's easier to express it and explain it, okay? With gravity, that means with growth, okay? Increasing, right? Sincerity, there it is again, okay? Gotta be sincere. It says sound speech that cannot be condemned. You don't want to be saying the wrong things out here. That's why you gotta be serious, okay? Because if you're playing too much, you're gonna end up saying the wrong thing, and you're gonna be condemned. They'll be like, "Hey, I thought you was a pastor or a preacher. Okay, I thought you served the Lord. You know, you don't want that on your name." Okay, it says that he that is of the contrary part may be ashamed, okay, having no evil thing to say of you. You know, a lot of people they want to condemn this truth. They want to condemn your name. They want to throw your name in the mud. Okay, they want to do this before the truth, but now that you in and you serving the Lord, they especially want to do it. Okay, but you have to have them find no guile in you. Okay, no malice, no ill content, no hypocrisy. All right, you can't be found doing wrong. Okay, you can't be, you know what I'm saying, at the lounge smoking squares, thinking that you in the cut and nobody see you. No, these demons definitely see you. Okay, and they gonna mess with you, and they say, "I knew he wasn't, he wasn't a man of the Lord. He's just a nigga." And you don't want them to say that, man, because you know why? It's a bad name on your Habashim Shai. You know, you, you you putting the Lord's name, in vain, basically, because you're not being sincere and you're being a hypocrite, being a liar. Okay, and everybody hates liars, especially the Lord. Okay, so hopefully this video was edifying, and you better be sincere out there. Okay, because the Lord knows if you are, if you're not. All right, and with that, I want to give all honor, praises, glory, and respect to our Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Baha Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Baha Hashem Rakakadash. Why Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, forgive me a spirit through this lesson, must give double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone for the mighty, mighty work that they do, and also mighty shalom to the whole collect watching out there. Shalom. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, Hashem Kakdash, Barakatam.